who had done the Elephant Man. You've seen John Hurt in the Elephant Man, have you? But I couldn't. It was the first time I'd seen makeup be emotional for some reason, you know. And we had to devise. And Chris said to me, almost like a sculptor or something. He said, "The problem is the human face is like this, and a wolf's face is like that. So how do you turn this into that?" Okay. And so we decided that there were three ways of transforming it. One would be for the actor, unfortunately it turned out to be Stephen, to tear his face off, his skin off, and reveal a wolf underneath it. The other would be for the actor to get his head chopped off and fall in a vat of milk, and as a wolf head and a human head turn out, which again turned out to be Stephen. And the third, and I thought it was the most brilliant really, was for a wolf to push out of the character's mouth, yeah, which Christopher did, yeah, which is kind of interesting. But Stephen had to play this role, but it was fun, wasn't it, Stephen?
It was great.
Yeah.
That was really great. Incredible movie.
Thank you.
And no, all his movies are great. You know, that's George. I'm not saying it out of flattery. You know, there's a couple of bummers that I.
You weren't in, yeah. And then we got to do. Then I did, because The Crying Game was a big success, and it was weird. Jay Davidson and Stephen, they were both nominated as Best Actor and Best Supporting Actor, and Harvey Weinstein had these big, huge hoardings up, down, all over America actually. Jay Davidson, Best Actor nomination, and he still was selling it as the film with the secret, you know?
Yeah.
Which made me think, nothing makes any sense whatsoever, really, you know? Because so audiences went in knowing this beautiful creature had been nominated as Best Actor, and still they were surprised. It was kind of strange. But anyway, then I made a movie called Interview the Vampire, and I wrote a specific character, a part for Stephen, of a character called Santiago, who ran the Theatre de Vampire, it was called, was it, in Paris, yeah.
Yeah.
So Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt and Kirsten Dunst, the young Kirsten Dunst, a little 10-year-old genius at the time, yeah, arrive in Paris, yeah, and they go to this theatre, and they see that these vampires are putting on this theatre and actually consuming the blood of a human being on stage every night, and the audience think it is a play. It's kind of a really arch concept, really, when you think of it, you know. But so I had to illustrate this theatre, and I had to write a few vignettes for the play itself. And the character Santiago, I wrote a whole series of vignettes, only 3 of which are in the finished movie, I think, yeah. And I wrote them in rhyming couplets, you know. I suppose it would have been a bit like the Comédie Française, would it? You know?
Yeah,
that would have been an Alexandrine couplets, actually, but yeah, whatever. Okay, but I wrote them with this rather extravagant, kind of highly arch, you know, almost Oscar Wildean sense of a character, and I couldn't imagine another actor who could deliver it but Stephen Rea. So Stephen made that come alive again. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Was it fun playing a vampire? Was it?
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah. No, it wasn't me, but somebody had to carry a naked woman around, didn't they?
That was
Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. Yeah, he did get to do that. Yeah. Okay. No, but you're not allowed that kind of thing nowadays anyway. So you're not really. No. There's a lot of things you're not allowed to do these days. But you were allowed to dance upside down the bridge, weren't you?
Yes. Yeah, Pont Neuf. Yeah. That's one of my favourite things that I've ever done, is because I had the scene with Brad Pitt under the Pont Neuf in Paris, and then I don't know, I step away from him and I dance upside down around the curve of the bridge. Of course, that wasn't at the actual Pont Neuf, that was in a studio with a trick.
With the bridge built in a gimbal that turned around, so Stephen just had to dance on it.
I just stood still and it.
It was fun. It was lovely to do. Yeah, it was great. Yeah, it's the kind of thing that would be done with CGI nowadays, but for real. But it was cool. And you got to be chopped in half with a scythe by Brad Pitt, didn't you?
Yes, I believe
You
it.
don't remember that, did you?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I had to live in a hole for a day with my cut off head.
Oh, you did, that's right.
I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it was a difficult shoot. Difficult.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was an extravagant film.
It was great, it was great.
And then I because that made a bit of money. Sorry, I'm just going to keep narrowing on because he's not saying much. Okay, I just keep
Oh,
talking.
that's interesting. You made a bit of money today.
It made a bit of money. Yeah, it did not this. But and I got to make. Warner Brothers said to me, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "Well, you have a script of mine that was commissioned years ago by David Putman that had been sitting in their vaults, called Michael Collins." Yeah, so they agreed to let me make a movie called Michael Collins with Liam Neeson, whom I had first seen in translations with Stephen on stage. Yeah. And I wrote a character for Stephen to play, which I think is one of the best characters in the whole drama, you know. And it was the character of Ned Broy, okay, who was a spy in the castle, and he has written a book. Ned Broy had written a book, I think, called this book. Ned Broy turned out to be quite a right-wing figure. He set up the Broy Harriers, used to punish through the 30s. They were kind of the worst. Oh yeah, they were tough. Yeah, they were. It was the worst of the kind of blue shirt kind of thing down in the south of Ireland.
I met his family, you know.
Yeah, I did. I know she.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I constructed this character that Stephen could play, which was a guy who worked in the records room, which was true of the actual historical Ned Broy. He worked in the records room in Dublin Castle. He came to Collins, and Collins thought he was actually following him as, you know, a G-man, a spy for Dublin Castle. And he said, "No, actually, I want to help you. That's the historical fact." And Collins said to him, "Okay, get me into your file room at night, and that would be a great help to me," which Broy did. And Collins looked through all the records they had on, you know, all the Republican operatives at the time, and realised that he had to take serious action to make sure they remained in business. And because I combined the character of Broy with two characters called Dick McKee and Father Clancy, who were both murdered on the night of Bloody Sunday. You know, they were both beaten to death. You know, in a kind of a revenge kind of set of circumstances by Black and Tans. I combined them with Stephen's character. So I killed Ned Broy when he went on to live a long and healthy life, killing other people. You know, but I kind of had to do it because I fell in love with the name, because the character played by Charles Dance, who played a very British kind of Secret Service agent, kept mispronouncing his name and calling him Boy. So once I had that pun, I couldn't lose it. So anyway, that was a wonderful role for you, wasn't it? I think maybe it wasn't a wonderful role, but it was kind of a cool experience. You were one of the few understated performances in the whole thing. You were one of the few understated performances in the whole thing, actually. Yeah.
That used to be my thing.
Well, he was this very watchful character. You were phoning around taking notes all the time. Do you remember?
Yeah.
And sacrificing yourself for a cause.
Yeah.
And
Sean McGinley was very good in that too.
very good too. They were all good. Julie Roberts was very good. I hear this deadening silence. Okay. But
She's so convincing as an Irish person.
it's not her fault. It's beautiful.
Beautiful. Have you ever seen her smile?
Okay, enough. Anyway, but it was kind of interesting to do that. You was interesting making that movie because you said to me at the time, you said, because the entire of Dublin and most of the south of Ireland seemed to want to be involved in the film, We had these open calls for extras, and we rebuilt O'Connell Street in the GPO, and I was talking to Stephen at one stage about it, and he said, well, you realise it's not about the past at all, it's about the present. I didn't really believe that.
Do you still not believe it?
No. To me, it was a gangster movie.
Take a break.
No. Okay, whatever. But it was about a man who was horribly effective as a violent agent, and built this army, and then tried to